Sharma. You are listening to and hearing what's going on here. At the same time, we're going to be doing a great interview with one of the candidates who's contesting this election, and he's here to tell people what he's campaigning about. I'm going to take this moment to welcome Steve Labriola. Hi Steve, how are you?
Hi, it's a pleasure to be with you.
Yes, thank you. You're at an event now today, this wonderful afternoon, and tell us all about who you are contesting for, what position, and yes, and what area you're representing.
Okay, I'm running for Nassau County Controller. I'm running on the Republican, Reform, and Conservative lines. And I'm running because I was the Chief Deputy Controller of Nassau County. So I know that I understand the job, I know what's required of the job, and I know how to do the job. And I feel that I will serve the public very well. And I've asked for their vote and support in this group today. This was a wonderful forum where I had an opportunity to tell people a little about myself.
Great, good to know that. You have a previous experience, and of course you have been in the political arena for many, many years. What do you have on your agenda this time? What are you going to change, and what are you aspiring for with this position?
You're making me feel a little old. I still got a lot of years left in me. Let me tell you, I was a state assemblyman, which is a state lawmaker. So I have a view of New York State government and how that works. I've worked as town clerk in the local town of Oyster Bay. I understand how local government works. I've worked as Chief Deputy Controller and Chief Compliance Officer for Nassau, so I understand county government. I put that all together, and all of those years and all that experience has made me prepared for this position to be the taxpayer watchdog. And that's what the Controller's Office really is. The Controller's Office is the first line of defense to prevent corruption, to prevent fraud, to prevent inefficiencies. And that is what the Controller's job, that's why they call it the taxpayer watchdog.
Right, very well said. My next question was actually on the lines of corruption. We have heard quite a lot about politicians, and they have been under custody for whatever reasons they have done, but corruption was one of them. How do you feel that you can control that and you can do something about it and give the taxpayers, people hard-earned money, what they are investing back in many amenities or many comforts, or they don't have to worry about working with the corrupt politicians? I mean, this is one thing, and I'm sure you have something for that, to correct that.
Corruption is troublesome, and I think that a lot of people, their faith in government has been shaken over what they've been seeing over the last few years. My job in government is to do the best I can to prevent corruption. Right? Corruption will always be around us as human beings. People are corrupt. There are people who get corrupted. It's a human failing. But it is government's job to prevent corruption by putting in the proper controls, by making sure that government is transparent and accountable, and making sure that the public understands that they know that your job is to protect them. And in my position as controller, it's one of the most important jobs in terms of watching out for the taxpayer's wallet. My motto and my pledge to the taxpayers is this: that I will do all I can to prevent fraud, corruption, waste, and mismanagement. And my slogan is that nobody will rip off the taxpayers on my watch.
Very well said. I'm very looking forward to this. And Steve, tell us how you're supporting the Indian South Asian community living here.
Well, I have been working with the South Asian community and the Indian community for about 20 years. It started in the New York State Assembly when I first got introduced to a gentleman that many of you know, Mohinder Taneja, and he has introduced me to so many great people, so many wonderful people. And what I've come to realize is that everybody wants the same thing. We want a great community for our families, we want safe streets, we want a great education, and we want a good value for our tax dollars. And that makes all of us very much the same. We all want the same goals. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep working to understand the community. I want to bring them into Nassau County government with me to help them represent their community, our community together. And I think that's important to show the diversity of Nassau County, to make sure that Nassau County is a reflection of the very people that have elected us.
Great. So we are very much looking forward to seeing you as a friend, supporting us on various issues here. This was one question. The second part of the question was, how are you going to support the business community? A lot of people, Indian, South Asian people, are opening businesses and then closing also for various reasons. They're not getting permits, they're not getting licenses for certain businesses. This is what I've heard, the rumor. Do you think you will be able to loosen up a little bit bureaucratic or red tape?
As far as the Controller's Office is concerned, my job in terms of people who do business with Nassau County, the vendors that do business with Nassau County, provide services or goods, my job as Controller is to make sure that they are paid as quickly as possible so that it's not a struggle where they're carrying time and material and labor, etc., and the government is a slow payer. My job is to make the government a very fair payer and a quick payer, making sure at the same time we're protecting the taxpayer. But overall, in a general standpoint, government's role is supposed to create a business-friendly environment. We should not make it difficult. We should not be an obstruction. We should roll out the red carpet for people who are willing to take a risk, who risk their fortunes to invest in a business, especially the small business people. Government should not stand in their way. They should make it easy for them. So what I think Jack Martins and myself will do, we will review from top to bottom how management is dealing with the business community and try to make it easy, like a one-stop shopping where people can come in and get everything they need from their business permits, and to make sure that we're there to help them, not hurt them. Our job is to make sure they're in compliance with the laws and providing good customer service, and those are the things we're going to do. And that's what Jack and I, we stand together on.
This is very encouraging news. I'm very happy to have Steve Labriola with us today and getting to know about his agenda and his good thinking for all of us here in Indian and South Asian community. Wish you all the best, Steve. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be here. Hope to see you soon.
Political views from Steve Labriola. Thank you for joining me on Josh. I'm Sangeet Sharma.